Good evening. Thank you so much for joining us tonight at 5:30. I'm Sarah Horbacewicz, and I'm here with meteorologist Corrales Ortiz. Corrales, in springy colors today. It wasn't too hot. It was it was perfect spring weather, I think.
Yeah, so today was honestly just all weekend long was a
beautiful
fantastic weekend, and we have a nice stretch of weather going into next week as well. The only thing is that we're going to start to heat things up a bit more.
Oh yeah, I saw that 7-day, and let me tell you, it's hot.
Yes, so 90s are going to be in the picture for next week for sure. But yeah, today, beautiful. We saw highs just shy of 80 degrees, not as warm as what we were expecting. A lot of that due to the thicker cloud cover we were dealing with earlier today. And that warm front really hasn't passed on through. It's mainly to our south. As you can see, temperatures down there were around the mid 80s to near 90 degrees in Texarkana. We're still pretty warm this evening, though. We're still sitting at 79 here in the metro, into the low to mid 80s to our south and west, and still 90 degrees in Texarkana. Tonight will be a warm one. We'll be hovering around 70 degrees, where on average you should normally be in the mid 50s. Those are those summer-like overnight temperatures. On top of that, as I mentioned, we have some warmer days in store. We'll be heating up to possibly near the mid 90s by the end of the upcoming week, along with an increase of that humidity. So all that is in the forecast coming up in minutes. Sarah?
Police are in the early stages of an investigation into a shooting last night at Pine Bluffs Regional Park. The incident left one person dead and another seriously injured. Police say around 7 p.m. last night, they responded to gunshots inside the park. Police say it all stemmed from an argument at a family gathering. And when officers arrived, they found two people with gunshot wounds. One was critically injured, an 18-year-old man, and he was transported to a local hospital, but sadly later died. An 11-year-old child was also sent to an area hospital, but their current condition is unknown. Police have not released the names of the victims, but say 20-year-old Clifton Westmoreland was arrested and charged with 3 counts of first-degree battery. And over in Monroe County, state police are assisting in searching for the suspect of a weekend homicide. Clarendon police were called to an address on Guidance Street close to 1 p.m. yesterday after a family member found 26-year-old Lily Smith shot dead. Smith's body was sent to the state crime lab, but still no motives or suspects have been identified at this time. But you can stick with us here on THV 11 and we'll continue to update you with the latest developments. Nationwide, an urgent manhunt continues for an Alabama capital murder suspect and a missing corrections official. Michael George joins us with the latest details and some new video.
Capital murder suspect Casey White and former prison guard Vicky White still on the run as U.S. Marshals conduct a multi-state manhunt. New video shows Vicky White checking out of a hotel a few hours before she allegedly aided in the jailbreak. The latest lead, this Ford Edge, abandoned in a rural Tennessee neighborhood. Inside, jail keys and handcuffs. Marshals released these photos of the two, who are not related, showing the 6'9" Casey White's white supremacist tattoos, and what Vicky White would look like if she darkened her hair. This video shows the pair leaving the Alabama jail in a patrol car April 29. Vicky White claimed she was taking Casey White to the courthouse for a mental health evaluation, but there was no evaluation.
This was a very well thought out plan.
Before the jailbreak, officials believe Vicky White bought an AR-15 and a shotgun, sold her house, withdrew $90,000, and filed for retirement.
We're going to find you. Hopefully we find you safe.
The two are considered armed and dangerous. There's a reward of $15,000 being offered for information leading to Casey White's arrest and $10,000 for Vicky White's arrest. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
First Lady Jill Biden visited Ukraine today, where she met with the nation's First Lady for Mother's Day. Elise Preston has the latest from New York.
First Lady Jill Biden made a surprise Mother's Day visit to Ukraine to show U.S. solidarity with the nation under siege. Near the western border with Slovakia, she met with Ukraine's First Lady at a school now serving as a shelter for displaced Ukrainians.
8th of May, shots will ring out in the Ukraine sky, but you will be free at last.
And in Kyiv, U2 fans were treated to a surprise performance by music legends Bono and The Edge at a subway station in the capital.
The people of Ukraine are not just fighting for your own freedom, you are fighting for all of us who love freedom.
Back in the U.S., President Biden held virtual talks with other G7 leaders and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. The leaders pledged to phase out or ban the import of Russian oil in a, quote, timely and orderly fashion.
As we celebrate the 77th also anniversary of the end of the World War II, it's critical that we all do everything possible to stop the war that Russian regime, very much like Nazi regime, started in Europe again.
In the eastern Donbass region, Russia bombed a school where people were taking shelter. Crews rescued 30 people, but about 60 were feared buried in the rubble. In an address, Zelensky said evil has returned to Ukraine as he marked Victory Day. That's the annual European commemoration of Nazi Germany's formal surrender during World War II. On Monday, Russian leader Vladimir Putin will mark Victory Day with a military parade in Moscow. Elise Preston, CBS News.
The G7 also announced new sanctions against Russia. They include efforts to block Russian TV stations' access to Western ad revenue. It would also bar Americans from providing accounting and management consulting services to Russia. And today across Arkansas, people are celebrating Mother's Day. Many of us spent the morning celebrating with a brunch or a barbecue, but no matter how you celebrated, today lets moms who give us so much of their time take some for themselves. And to do just that, the Bobby Portis Foundation hosted their second annual Mother's Day of Pampering, giving moms a free spa day. The Milwaukee Bucks basketball player Bobby Portis and his own mom ran the event so that mothers could get free mani-pedis at Chic Nails. And for the full spa experience, yes, the ladies were treated to refreshments as well to thank them for all they do every day of the year.
It's wonderful. I just really love this because I don't get it too often, but I feel like it's a payday for me from everything that I've done with my daughter.
And tonight at 10, we'll give all those moms who went today their own time to shine on their special day. And last night we asked you for pictures and you came through. These are viewer pics of people with their moms. You just saw John Griffin and his mom, Martha and Carmen, and of course Peggy and Catherine Williams. So we love all of these pictures and we'd love for you to keep sending more of them. Happy Mother's Day. All right, still ahead, early voting in Arkansas begins tomorrow. Just ahead, our Ashley Godwin has all the information you need to know before you cast your ballot. Corral?
We're still very much in spring, but summer is going to make a little bit of an early arrival. It'll start to feel like it for sure this week with possible year record highs as well. A look at your forecast is coming up.